Am I dreaming, guys? Somebody pinch me. This is insane. SoFi's up another 3.5% today, trading over 17 bucks a share, and now we're less than, I think, $1 away from the highs from a couple of months ago. So, guys, I got the coffee on deck. Cheers, by the way. We have to break down SoFi, the charts, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do, and overall what the indexes are looking like right now, which, by the way, we're looking green out there. So, guys, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Join my free email stock newsletter. I send out my top stocks weekly for free right to your email. And check out my Patreon for my portfolio updates. That is linked down below. All the links are down below. And now, cheers again. Let's dive into it. So, man, it's a crazy day so far. It's about 11:30 a.m., just 2 hours into the session here, guys, and we have SoFi completely exploding as if it wasn't already, right? I mean, it was breaking out yesterday, the day before that. So we're just continuing the momentum here, right? We closed at $16.75 yesterday, and we opened up at about $16.90 today, and we've just been ripping out of the gate. We got all the way to $17.50. That was about, 45 minutes ago, 10:45, 10:50 a.m. we hit that. Then we sold down to about $17.20, and now we're noticing what? Higher lows are being put in on this intraday. Buyers are coming in at about $17.20, and now we're pushing back to $17.40. Guys, this looks great on the charts, right? And the more we pull the layers back, the more you realize how much this stock has gone up. It's insane, right? And we've been calling it out for months, weeks, months. I've been in this stock for about 1.5 years, 2 years almost now, and let's just say it's treating me nicely. I was buying in the single digits, $5, $6, $7 a share, and I was buying recently. When we recently crashed back in April, we got down to $8, $9. I was buying that dip. I was buying at $10, $11, $12 because I knew. Well, I didn't know for sure. You never know for sure in the stock market. But I had confidence. I had conviction. That's the thing, that we were going to get back to 18, 20 bucks a share. And I think we're going over 20. I don't know if it's going to be with this breakout or, maybe later this year. I don't know. But I think we're going over 20. I don't think this ship is, done sailing yet. I mean, that's a pretty bad analogy. But I don't think it's over. But I do think it's a little overbought. Let's talk about that right now. I do think we're a little bit too overbought in the short term here. I mean, guys, look, in the last 3 to 4 trading days alone, we're up from $15 a share to where we are now, $17.30. We're up 15% pretty much this week, right? So it's a little hot, and the RSI is screaming red, screaming overbought on the 1 hour time frame. RSI is at 83 on this time frame, and on the 4 hour chart, probably even higher. No, but still over 80. It's at 81 on this 4 hour chart, and this time frame really shows you just how extended SoFi is. And again, I'm long. I'm a bull. I'm not, saying that I want it to crash or anything, but I'm just saying, keeping it real, it's a little too hot. Might be due for a pullback. And if I extend these trend lines to the right here, guys, this is wild. We called this ascending triangle out, about a week ago, whatever. That played out. We broke out of 15.10, 15.15. Now we've essentially filled the entire gap to 17.30, right? Which is where the stock was at back in the middle of February. And sure, maybe it has another blow-off top rally. Maybe it goes to 18.50. Maybe it fills that gap in the next couple of days. Potentially, right? But that would make it even more overbought. So kind of what I'm getting at here, guys, is I think we're going to get a pullback. I'm expecting a pullback, maybe even next week, potentially. And whether we go to 18 bucks or stay here at 17.50, I think we're going to get a pullback afterwards. Sure, it could go to 20 and never pull back again, but that's unrealistic. The reality is here, I've been tracking SoFi for like 1.5 years, 2 years. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get a pullback here, or at least some profit taking back down to, maybe $15.75, $16, $16.50. And I did an update for you guys yesterday on my covered calls that I sold. Well, those are not looking they're not looking much better today. In fact, they're looking worse. So I'm looking at right now my portfolio. You guys can't see it, but I sold the July 11th $16 SoFi calls, and I collected, it looks like here, $28 per contract in premium. And right now, to buy those back, I need to spend about $160 per contract in premium. So yeah, it's not looking great. These calls I sold, I'm actually down. It says here total gain loss minus 500%. So it's I collected 28 whatever it was. Now those are trading at $1.60. So essentially, if I bought these calls, right, I sold them. I sold them for 28 cents. But what if I bought them? If I bought these calls at 28 cents, they would be at $1.58 right now. Think about that. For this trade, I guess I was on the wrong side of it. Sure, I own shares. I own shares of the stock, which I'm still making money, obviously. But if I bought these options, $16 July 11th calls, instead of selling them, oh man, I'd be up a lot more on those calls. But now I'm down, and it's not a crazy loss either. It's not an unbelievable loss I'm taking here. It would actually still make sense for me to buy to close. Buy back these calls so I don't get my shares called away. Because at the end of the day, guys, I don't want my shares called away. We covered this in my video yesterday, and the reality is, I'm not going to let them get called away. I'm going to buy to close these calls, right? But it's all about timing. Like I said, right now, the July 11th $16 SoFi calls, they're trading at about $1.60. They're up. They're exploding. If you bought those calls a couple weeks ago, you're doing very well right now. But the reality is, going back to these charts, like I said earlier in this video, I think a pullback is coming. And I'm going to stick to that. We have 2 weeks left till July 11th. I think a pullback is coming on SoFi. So how will this play out for my trade? Well, again, I sold these calls for 28 cents per contract, whatever it was, right? Now they're at $1.60. So if I want to lose as little money as possible on these calls, by me buying the calls back, I'm going to wait for a pullback in SoFi stock. So the premium comes down, or so these calls come down in price, so I can buy them back at a cheaper price and not lose as much money. Or maybe just maybe, SoFi collapses under $16 before July 11th and I don't lose anything. That could happen as well. But I'm not banking on that, considering we're in the mid-17s now. So really, any pullback that we get next week, I'm banking on it. If we get it, I'm just going to buy to close. And, or maybe the week after. I might wait for the week after even. Again, we have 2 weeks. We have some time here. But, yeah, that's kind of, what's going on with SoFi, kind of what's going on through my head as a, long-term investor here that also sold call options a couple weeks ago, which maybe I shouldn't have done that. It is what it is. I've been selling options on SoFi for pretty much the entire time I've owned the stock. And, sometimes this happens. Sometimes you get in a position where even if you pick the, a good strike price well above your average cost, you get in a position where the stock just gets very hot and it goes higher from where your strike price is at. So you're at a point where, oh man, I got to buy back the calls or else my shares are going to be taken away, which is kind of where I'm at, but it's not the end of the world. I can always just buy the calls and keep my shares. You know what I mean, guys? But with that being said, enough of that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. And if you want to be a part of the email stock newsletter, it's free. That's linked down below. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my Patreon portfolio, that's linked down below. We post updates every week on what stocks I'm buying. option moves I'm making. You guys kind of get to see what I'm doing in there, again, every week, plus performance updates, all that stuff. Link down below. Check it out. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video.